sector. Okay, so government loan as a spender and taxer, okay, is not there. Okay, one more thing I want to make it clear. Okay, in the Keynes analysis, okay, when he is writing the general theory of employment, interest and money, okay, when he is talking about investment, okay, so he is not restrict. He when he talking about investment, that when there is a recession going on, okay, public sector has to make investment, government has to make investment. Okay, so he just considering investment, he's just saying autonomous investment. Okay, so in his formulation, in two sector formulation, when I am writing this I bar, okay, this autonomous investment during recession, okay, is basically your government investment, okay, to boost the economy out of recession. Okay, private sector will take investment, okay, only when there is an inducement part playing role. Okay, when there is a expansion in the economy, that means output is growing or the rate of interest is lower. Okay, so when rate of interest is lower, marginal efficiency of capital, that means expected profit from new investment will be higher. Okay, then money investment will be taken by the private sector. If private sector is not taking investment, okay, then it is government that has to make the investment. That is what autonomous investment means. Okay, apart from this is just a bookkeeping exercise that I am putting up. Okay, second thing, when I am talking about psychological no, psychological law of consumption. Anyone remember what is psychological law of consumption? What is psychological law of, yes, yeah, yeah, very good. This is the point. When income increases, consumption also increases, but not in the same proportion. If you remember the technical notes that I have done in the beginning, this means in consumption will increase but at decreasing rate, right? Consumption will increase at decreasing rate. So when you are plotting against income, because I am writing income here, consumption here, so consumption will be here. Okay, so consumption will increase at decreasing rate. Graph will be like this. Yes or no? Increase, yeah. But when we are drawing graph like this, okay, slope is changing at each point. Whatever point I am taking, slope is changing. Okay, it is getting flatter. Okay, so Keynes had certain analysis, certain framework, okay, that we are able to deal with it when we have linear function also. Okay, even I am drawing like this linear function. Okay, the thing is that when your income increases, I am able to show that my APC is falling. APC is falling as income increases. Okay, so this is an important part of this non-linear relationship. Okay, that we have taken in this linear relationship. Okay, and it is easy to work with linear function and to understood the thing. Okay, that is why in Keynes' original formulation he talk about this. Okay, when he talking about non-proportional relationship. Okay, we have converted that in this form. On the Keynesian economics work in this form. Okay, and here when you are drawing any linear line, MPC or slope will be constant. Okay, so slope is constant, and APC is a concept that will be useful in the long run. Okay, that I will discuss in macroeconomics too. So for this course, we have to just remember that when your income increases, say y1 to y2, y1 to y2, APC declines. Okay, so this represents my psychological law of consumption aspect. That when income increases, consumption also increases, but less than the increase in income. Okay, so this aspect is satisfied. Okay, so keeping these three aspects, that your disposable income and income, there is no differences. Okay, second thing, when Keynes is talking about investment, okay, autonomous investment, in a recession time, that autonomous investment will be taken by the government. Okay, third thing, Keynes talk about this non-linear relationship. Okay, because when it is simple to know. Okay, what is psychological law of consumption? When income increases, consumption also increases, but less than the increase in income. That means it is increasing and decreasing rate. So it is this relationship. Okay, we have converted to that and preserve the analysis that he has in the psychological law. Okay, When income increases, okay, consumption increases at decreasing rate. Okay. Now, I talk about that there are other factors, okay, on which consumption also depend. Okay. So that is called subjective factor and objective factor. Okay. Subjective factor will differ from individual to individual. Okay. And that will determine my willingness to save. Okay. I am providing the notes. You can go through it. Okay. It will be quite boring to do it. Okay. So just remember, subjective factor, okay, determine your winning. It depends on individual to individual, and it determines my willingness to save. Okay. So this is based on psychological factor. Psychological factor. Okay. So in the short term, psychological factor remain stable. Okay. There is not much change in the psychological factor. Okay. And objective factor, which is also called institutional factor, like what is the rate of interest, price level, distribution of income, okay, and then your fiscal policy, okay. On this aspect, okay, are objective factor, okay. This also remain constant, okay. So the Keynes consumption function that we are getting, okay, is a stable consumption function, okay. Why short-term consumption function is stable? Okay, because the subjective factor. Okay, move the camera. Okay, money. Okay, is it clear now, board? Okay. Because the subjective factor, okay, which is determined by psychological factor. Okay, or you can say psychological factor of individual, and it differ from individual to individual. Okay, depend on where that individual stay. Okay. His expectation on that thing you can take into account. So that determine willingness to save. Okay, this remain constant in the short term. Objective factor, say institutional factor, like rate of interest remains same. There is no change in the rate of interest in the short term. Price level, distribution of income, fiscal policy, more or less remains same in the short term. Okay. Given this, the short term consumption function that we have, okay, Keynes consumption function, is a stable consumption function. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so the consumption function that I am writing, C equals C bar plus small c yd. Okay, you can write y also. Okay, I will send the video. Okay, no need to. Okay, picture I am sending. Just wait. Let me take the picture. If I get a time to edit, I will send the video. No need to worry. Okay. So basically, it is what I have done in the previous lecture. Okay, not much, just little bit addition, refinement. Okay, nothing else. Okay. So the short-term consumption function that we have, okay, is a stable function of income. Okay, and income is a primary determinant of your consumption. Why? Because the psychological factor and institutional factor more or less remain same. Okay, and there are three assumptions that is very important. Okay, first, this psychological factor and institutional factor remains constant. Okay, second thing is that normal condition is prevailing in the economy. Okay, by normal condition we mean that there is no war. Okay, like when Keynes has written his general theory in 1936, before that you have World War I, right? And there is a possibility of war in 1939 coming up. Okay, so this situation will hold. Okay, only when you have normal condition, that means there is no war, no hyperinflation kind of thing. Hyperinflation means today I buy a piece of bread for say 50 rupees. Tomorrow I went to buy that bread its price is 200 rupees. The next day after that it is 500 rupees. Okay, so no hyperinflation kind of situation. Economy has normal condition in the short term. Okay, third is no government intervention is there. Okay, okay, so this three thing is there. And here you have more or less price level is also stable, because in the short term price level is not changing much. Okay, so these three conditions you have to keep in mind when we are doing the Keynes theory. Okay, psychological factor, institution factor remains same. There is a normal condition prevailing in the economy, and there is no government intervention. Okay, in terms of spender and taxer. Okay, next, so I have this consumption function, and this is your relationship, consumption relationship at various neighbor of income, consumption income relationship at various neighbor of income, right? Next, let put out this graph, this thing. Okay, so before I put out this thing, let me put a saving thing also here. Okay, let me put this side. Let me write it first. So what will be the saving here? When my income is 0, I am having 40 consumption. My saving will be, if you remember, income you either consume or save, right? So income is consumption plus saving. So when your income is 0 and consumption is 40, then saving will be minus 40. Okay, so this is minus 40. By similar logic, what will be the saving here? Very good. Then 0, then plus 20, plus 40, plus 80. Okay, this is what we have in terms of saving, and I have to plot to that and show what is consumption schedule and what is saving schedule. Okay, so what is saving? Anyone? What is saving? Consumption I defined already, right? What is consumption? It is the relationship between aggregate consumption and aggregate income. Okay, so it is a functional relationship between your disposable income and consumption. That you can say income, disposable income, whatever you want to say. What is this saving? I have just written. You just have to write that thing. No abstinence from consumption. Okay, it is classical. No tax. Okay, consumption money. Okay, money consumption. And one clarity I want to make. Okay, abstinence from consumption. Okay, is the thing that we have done in the classical. Okay, rate of interest is a reward. There I am talking about rate of interest. Rate of interest is a reward for abstinence from current consumption. Okay, here rate of interest is not changing, and Keynes has talked about that people are not going to change their consumption much if rate of interest fall from 5% to 4%. Okay, so rate of interest is not going to affect your consumption. Okay, is it clear? So what is saving? It is that part of income which is not consumed. It is simple by definition. See, some part you consume, some part you save. Okay, it is that part of income, y minus c. This is positive saving. It is that part of income or disposable income which is not consumed. That is your saving. Is it clear? Yes, no? Okay. So saving is also a function of income. Okay, consumption is a function of income. Saving is what? That part of income which is not consumed. So saving is also a function of income. On the psychological factor, institutional factor, in the institutional factor, rate of interest remains constant, and according to Keynes, when rate of interest is changing, people are not going to change their consumption level. Okay, it is saving that is a primary determinant of your consumption. Okay, and it is a demand determined output, right? It is a demand determined side. It is aggregate demand that will determine your output level in the short run, not the other way around. Okay, so this is what specification you have. After doing this, you know this. Okay, let me plot the graph. Okay, and clarify these two things. Okay, is it clear? Yes, no? Oh, just wait. Okay, before I plot the graph, this one. Okay, let me give you saving function. You know consumption function. Let me give the saving function, then I plot it. Then it will be more clear. So what is consumption function? What is consumption function? C equal, yeah, C bar plus small c y, right? Then take out saving function. What it will be? What will be saving function? I give you hint. Okay, if you can do it. Okay, income is what? Consumption plus saving. Consumption, you know, it is this. Yes or no? Consumption is what? This thing. This is your consumption function. This is my consumption function. I am going to give the properties. No need to worry. Okay. I have already talked about the property already. Okay. It is just I have to just put up in a point. Okay. Then you will understand. So just write this C bar plus small c y. Okay. This is my consumption plus saving. Correct? Understand everyone what I have done? I substitute consumption function here. I got this thing. Okay. Look at this part. Okay. So I am taking this side. Okay. Income on one side, and I will get y minus small c y equal c bar plus s. Okay. Next, this take y comma, it will be 1 minus small c. Okay. What is this? C bar, when I take this side, it will be minus c. Okay. Minus c bar plus equal to s. Okay. So what is my saving? Minus c bar plus 1 minus small c y. This is my saving function. Okay. What is this c bar? What is c bar? Here I have. What is this c bar? Autonomous consumption, right? C bar is autonomous consumption. Yes or no? Just say yes or no. Autonomous consumption, C bar. When your income is 0, consumption is how much? 40. Saving is how much? Minus 40. Okay. So when you can take any number, 100. Take 100. Okay. This I am taking just as an example. Okay. I just want to maintain the continuity of the example that I have done previously. Okay. Nothing that. You can take 50 also. Okay. Just to maintain the continuity of the example that I have done, I have taken 40. Okay. I can change. Yeah. So when your consumption is 40, okay, this term will be minus 40. That means even the economy, okay, don't have any income for that period. Okay, they will have certain minimum level of necessary consumption taking place, and it is done through this saving. Okay, like individual do this saving. Okay, there will be certain minimum level of consumption taking place. Okay, this is this minus 40. Okay, generally we have to analyze through individual, then it will be more better understood. Okay, so if individual don't have current income, okay, then what he will do? He will save. Okay, and maintain certain minimum level of consumption. Okay, similarly for the economy, they will have certain minimum level of consumption. Okay, independent of the level of income. Whatever be the level of income, it not depend on that thing. There will be certain minimum level of expenditure. Look at India and USA. Okay, India is developing country. Here consumption, here income, and USA. here consumption, here income. If we look at the standard of living at a point in time, okay, say 2020, okay, and look at the expenditure of the middle class, okay, and separate the income part. This intercept term of India, of average people, average earning people, okay, will be here, but for USA it will be higher, right? Yes or no? Okay, this is what this C bar represent. Okay, C bar is autonomous consumption. It depend on economy to economy. Okay, time to time. Okay, it is independent of income. Okay, this is the minimum level of consumption expenditure or standard of living that people of that country or society is enjoying. Okay, for India it is lower. For poor country it is at the bare minimum level. Okay, like in some of the African countries. Okay, you have this kind of situation. Okay, in developed country they have this amount. Okay, so their standard of living is very high. Okay, I have this consumption function. This C bar minus C bar is this saving. Okay, this saving means when you are consuming more than your income. Okay, that means you are running down your saving. Okay, what is this one minus small small c? What is this term? What is small c? Marginal propensity to consume, right? This small, yeah, marginal propensity to consume. Okay, so before I tell you what is this term, okay, you people will be able to tell me what is this term. Okay, let's do something. Okay, so in technical, okay, when I will write this thing again. Okay, so just understand the concept. Enough now we do it. Okay, so income, you either consume or save. Okay, so when there is a change in income, there must be change in consumption plus change in saving. Okay, so this is the second proposition of the psychological law. Okay, when there is a change in income, consumption will also change and saving will also change. Okay, in the third proposition he is saying that, okay, both consumption and income will increase. Okay, divided on side by delta y. What is this? This term, change in y over change in y, it is 1. What is this term? Delta is what? Additional or marginal consumption, and technical attributes is propensity to consume. What will be this? Change in s over change in y. Anyone interpret for me? What is this? Yeah, marginal propensity to save. This is marginal propensity to save. Okay, plus MPS. Okay, so I love this part. In economics, you don't need to remember everything. Everything you will interpret. Okay, simple thing. Everything you need to make a story, and the answer is there. What is consumption function? What is saving function? What is this term? This term? Everything will be a story. Okay, no need to worry about that. So I write this thing. Income is either consume or save. I want to know this term. This term I know is change in consumption over change in income. So that is why I call this additional or marginal consumption, and the technical attributes is propensity to consume, that Keynes is given. I write marginal propensity to consume. Okay. So here I will take the change. So I will divide it by delta y. What I will get? 1 equal marginal propensity to consume plus this is what? This is what? MPS, marginal propensity to save. Okay. What is this MPC? Small c, right? 1 equal small c plus MPS. Okay. Therefore, MPS equal to 1 minus small c. So what is this 1 minus small c? What is this 1 minus small c? Marginal propensity to save. Correct? Yes, no? Okay. So, this is what? saving equal, this is intercept term for saving, which is negative, you can see it here, okay, plus MPS times saving. Why? Because saving is a function of income. Okay, saving is a function of income. If you are consuming more than income, that means you are dis saving, minus 40, minus 40. Okay, as your income increases, say your income increases to 100, you are consuming 120, you are still dis saving. When income increases to 200, you are consuming 200, your saving is 0. When income increases to 300, what you are doing? You are positively saving. You are saving plus 20. Okay. So when your income increases, after certain threshold, your saving start to increase. Okay. This is what this consumption function is showing. Okay. So let me rub this thing and put up the thing in proper view. This part. So my saving is minus C bar. Just remember consumption function, then it will be easy. C equals C bar plus small c y, and small c I know 1 minus MPS. Okay. What is this MPS? Marginal mean change, that I know. Saving I need to look in terms of income. So this is delta S over delta Y. Okay. So I write minus C bar. Okay. Plus consumption function has small c. This will be 1 minus c given this one. Remember this part. MPC plus MPS equal to 1. Okay. This will be 1 minus small c y. YD you can write. Okay. And in terms of notation, you can write for easy understanding 1 equal small c plus small s. Small s you can write for marginal propensity to say here. Okay. So this equation I can more simplify. Saving equal minus c bar plus small s by d. What is this small s? Marginal propensity to say. This is what? Delta s over delta y. What you have? Delta, whatever you have here, delta s over delta y. Just like whatever. And this is what? Change you have to write consumption over income. This is marginal propensity to consume. Is it clear, everyone? Yes, no? This portion? Okay. So, from consumption function, given that income you either consume or save, I have derived my saving function. So, in the examination, if they ask you what is saving function, okay, you people can write it, right? Saving is what? It is that part of income which is not consumed, okay? And we have a functional relationship between income and saving. As income increases, okay, saving also increases. Okay. So we have two relationship, functional relation. One is for consumption and the other is for saving. So consumption function that we have, C equals C bar plus small c yd or y. Okay. We derive from the psychological law of consumption. Okay. And this is a stable function of income. They asked in the examination many times. I am repeating this again and again. It is a stable function of income because the psychological and institutional factor more or less remain same or unchanged or constant in the short term. Okay. The saving function that I have derived is minus c bar plus 1 minus small c y. Why this is the case? Just remember MPC plus MPS equal to 1. Okay. How to remember this? Income is either consumed or saved. Check the change, okay, and divided by y, change in y, both sides. Then you will get this thing. Okay. So what is this thing? I can substitute here, right? This consumption, I substitute in consumption here, I get this thing, saving function. Okay. This part clear to everyone? Raj, Suman, Akash, Sahabuddin, Sunekha. I am taking name of the student. You should be responding. Yes. When I'm taking the name, the thing is that you should respond. Okay. Akash, is it clear? And Akash Sinha, both. Dev, Rakhi. Okay. So I have this consumption function which is non-proportional. Okay. I got this saving function. Okay. Now I have to pronote this function. Okay. So given this thing, okay, I am going to pronote the function. Let me pronote saving function for you first. Okay. Then I will pronote the consumption function together. Okay. So when my income is 400, consumption is 360, and saving is 40 plus 40. You have this example with yourself, right? When income is 0, yeah, okay, very good. So keep this example. So when I am plotting, it will be clear. Okay. This is 440, and this is plus 80. Okay. So let me plot the saving function. So saving function start from negative, right? So if you remember, we have 4 quadrants, right? This will be 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. Here it will be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay. Similarly, when you go up, it will be plus 1, plus 2. This is y-axis, this is x-axis, plus 3. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay. So you go down, it will be negative for y value. Okay. When you go this side, okay, left hand side, it will be negative for x value. Here it is positive for x value. Up is positive for y value. Okay. And on the y-axis, I am taking consumption expenditure. When I write C, okay, it is consumption expenditure. Okay. More detail about this thing and the debate we will discuss in macroeconomics. Okay. When I write C, it means consumption expenditure. Okay. Not the actual amount of consumption. It is consumption expenditure. Here you have income. Okay. I write yes. $500, 440. Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, it will be 60. Good. Who? Your name? Arju. Yeah, very good, Arju. So 500, 440 minus is 60. Okay. So you have this thing. Okay. So I am plotting first my saving function. So saving. Okay. Let me specify this thing. When I am writing consumption here, income here, so whatever be my C bar, saving will be negative of that. So it must be this side, saving. Okay. If my C bar is here, somewhere here, it must be here. My saving function start from here. Okay. And when you are writing, say if you are taking 20, 20, 20, make the distance proper. Okay. Sometimes when you make the distance wrong, like in the board it's difficult, but in the copy when you are doing it, if you are taking 10 to be this much distance, keep 10 distance like this. Okay. Just look at how much distance is it. 20, 40, 20, 40, 60. So I don't have to take much. 10 to 100, 200, 300. I have to take 500. Okay. So I will keep the distance same. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Okay. Now I am taking this to be, say, so I have to note this thing also, right? Okay. Minus 20. Okay. You start from 0. Minus 40. And distance should be same. Minus 60. You can go like this. Minus 80. Okay. You can take like this. Okay. So here I have income. Income is how much? 100. First it is 0. You start from 0. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Okay. So I am going to draw the saving function first. Okay. Later on I will draw both functions together, or three of them together. Okay. No. So first, when your income is 0, this point, how much is your saving? How much is your saving? When your income is 0, yeah. So I have this saving, this much. This is my first point. Okay. When my income is 100, look at how I'm doing. When my income is 100, what is my saving or this saving? Minus 20. So I get second point here. Okay. When my income is 200, my consumption is 200, my saving is 0. So it will be here. See, this is a 09 corresponding to 09. Okay. This is my third point. Okay. This is first point. This is second point. This is third point. When my income is 300, what is my saving? Yeah. Plus 20. Plus 20. Make the distance plus 40 and plus 60. Plus 60. Okay. So when my income is 300, my saving is plus 20. When my income is 400, my saving is plus 40. I get one more point. This is point number 5. When my income is 600, my saving is 60. Yeah. Okay. This is point number 3, 4, 5, 6. So I join on this point. This will be a state. Okay. Make this a state. Okay. This will be linear function. Okay. Don't make curve. Okay. I have a limitation, so that is why it is moving. Okay, my hand. Okay. But when you draw, it will be a linear function. Okay. And this you will write as equal minus c bar plus 1 minus small c y. Okay. This is your saving function. Graph of your saving function. This is a shares on level of income. Okay. After this income, people in this country start to save. Okay. So we require certain minimum level of income. After that, we decide to save. Okay. That is what is shown. So when income is 0, okay, this economy, this saving, as income start to increase, okay, then this saving start to reduce from minus 40 to minus 20, then saving becomes 0, then there is some positive saving going on. Okay. Net note this consumption saving also. Okay. Net note it. Minus 40, 80, 100. I just put out for 2, then I will extend. Let me see. 100 is this much. This is 200. Okay, let me take half. And here I have 300. Okay. So when my income is 0, how much is my consumption? Minus 40. So it's been start from here. Okay. Before this, okay, let me do one more thing. Taking consumption here. Okay. This is consumption. Let me rub this part. Wait. Okay, then I can extend more. Let me extend it. 300, 400. Okay, this is my consumption line. Okay, so before I put out this consumption line, okay, let me put out graph. Okay, where I divide both axes equally. Okay, both axes equally. Remember 45-degree line. Okay, so let me draw that line. Actually, it will be difficult. Okay, let me draw here. Try it. 100, 100, and this is 200. It will be going through here. Okay. So this is 45-degree line. It not look like 45-degree line because my 100 here is this much. Here it is more. Okay. So in the next graph, when I will draw, I will make it proper. For the timing, I just draw. This is my 45-degree line. Okay. So when my income is, it will be difficult to draw it. Okay, I will draw that graph later on. Okay, otherwise it will be difficult. This part is clear, right? This consumption part. This graph is clear? Yes, no? Okay. So let me draw. Yeah. Axis I need to draw properly, otherwise it will be problem. Okay, distance must be same, otherwise graphing technique will not work. Okay. Now I am plotting both graph together. Okay, after saving function. So I am taking consumption here, saving here. Okay. This I keep distance of 100. So let me keep distance same. 200, 300, 400 and 500. Okay. So then the same thing I keep here. 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500. Okay. This 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Okay. So I just take only 1 year 100. Okay. This is 100. Okay. Minus 100 you can write. Here I have saving, here I have consumption, and here I have income. Income is 100 here, 200 here, 300, 400 and 500. Okay. I hope this time I will be able to make it. Okay. So first divide both axes equally. Okay. So I am drawing 45-degree line. Okay. This is what? Where income is equal to consumption at this line. Yes or no? At this line, I divide the both axes equally. Okay. So I'm just writing income here. Okay. And income, you know, I either consume or save. Okay. Because I am going to draw the saving function. Okay. Then I will show. Okay. This line. Okay. Is nothing but your consumption plus saving. Okay. This I am going to show it. So this is your 40. This point, when your income is 0, how much is your consumption? 40. Yes or no? Similarly, when your income is 100, how much is your consumption? 120. Yeah, 120. When your income is 200, your consumption is 200. It will be this point, at this point. Okay. When your income is 300, your consumption is 280. So it will be, this is 300. It should be properly drawn. Okay. It will be 280 here. Okay. When your income is 400, consumption is 360. 400 is here. Ignore that. This is 360. Okay. When your income is 500, consumption is how much? 440. Okay, 440. So I am drawing from here. Okay, this line will go like this. Consumption line. Okay, you just have to attach the point. Here it will be going from this, and it will go like this. Okay. Similarly, for consumption, it will start from -40. Here it will be 0. Okay, and it will go like this. Okay. So just plot the graph. Okay. I am just using the technique and drawing it. Okay, without giving this kind of thing. Okay, it is getting difficult to draw for me. So let me draw by intuition. Okay, then it will be better. Oh. So here it is consumption, here it is income, and here you have saving. Okay, I draw the 45-degree line. This is my income, which is equal to consumption plus saving. I am going to explain that. So when your income is 0, your consumption is 40. Okay. When income is 200, consumption is 200, right? So say this is that point, 200. Okay, this point. When income is equal to consumption. Okay. After that, what is happening? When your income increasing, consumption is decreasing. Okay, this graph understood? Clear or not? This I take these 2 points. One point is this, second point is this. After what happens is that when your income increases, consumption is start to decrease. Okay, consumption is started. This is your income line and this is your consumption. C equals C bar plus small c y. Similarly, I can draw for saving. We start from minus 40. Okay. So when your income is 0, saving is minus 40. When your income is 200, saving is 0. I get the second point, and I can join this point and draw my saving function. Saving is equal to minus C bar plus 1 minus small c y. This is my saving function. This is parallel to this line. Okay. So this distance must be same as this distance. This is my saving. Because this is income, 45 degree 9 is my income, right? We divide the both axes. So whatever the distance between this 9, because this is my consumption function, okay? So income minus consumption, I will get my saving. Is it clear? This graph? Everyone? Okay. Okay. So this 9 that I have drawn is my income 9. Okay. This one, red one. Okay. Make it straight. And this is my consumption. Okay. So we know income minus consumption. This is my saving. And this is this distance. Okay. So plot it. Renaming the axis, it will be the same. Okay. So now coming to the properties of consumption function. Properties of consumption function. So first property is what? Anyone? What mean the properties? Income is a primary determinant of consumption, right? Income is a primary determinant of your consumption. This is first property. What means the second property? Consumption function is a stable function of income. Okay. Third one is technical attributes, which we define in terms of propensity to consume. How much portion of the income, okay, is spent on consumption. They have two technical attributes: marginal propensity to consume and average propensity to consume. Right? Given the psychological law of consumption, when income increases, consumption also increases, but less than the increase in income. We divide by delta by, then what we get? MPC is between 0 and 1. Here we get APC decline as income increases. You have this form of consumption function, right? So divided by y, what we get? APC. I divide by y. This is APC equal C bar by y plus small c. When income increases, APC decline, and here we get APC greater than MPC. Okay. So these are the properties of Keynes consumption function. Okay. Clear everyone? Yes, no? This one. So in the technical attributes, okay, Keynes talk about propensity to consume. And here you have two technical attributes: marginal propensity to consume and average propensity to consume. Okay. In the marginal propensity to consume, what he is saying that in the psychological law, when income increases, when your income increases, okay, or there is income, consumption also increases. That is positive. But the increase in income is more than increase in consumption. Okay, and divide on the side by delta y. This is what my change in consumption, and technical attribute is propensity to consume. This is marginal propensity to consume, lie between 0 and 1. About APC, okay, what he is talking about that when your income increases, APC decline. This is what happens when income increases, APC decline. And here I have shown that what is this term? APC equal some positive number, this thing, some positive plus small c. Small c is your marginal propensity to consume. So APC is greater than MPC. Okay. This is what you have in the Keynes consumption function. Okay. the factor that affect Keynes consumption function, okay, remain the factor that affect consumption function remain more or less stable in the short term. So income is a primary determinant of your consumption. Through psychological now we see the properties of Keynes consumption function, okay, as well what will be the functional form of the saving function. And to draw the saving function in the examination or anywhere, okay, you just have to remember simple thing, okay, no need to draw this thing. When you are drawing it, you are taking income here, consumption here, and saving here, okay. But initially you practice like this, okay, then it will be there. Whatever be the intercept of your consumption, so consumption function is C bar plus small c y, okay. Saving function will be minus C bar plus 1 minus small c y. If your first thing, if this is 40, this will be minus 40. Okay. Second thing, small c is 0.8. Okay. This thing 0.8. Then this will be 0.2. Okay. Plus 0.2 y. This will be plus 0.8 y. This is your consumption function and this is your saving function. Okay. So first thing, you need to know what is the intercept term. So intercept term for consumption start from here. Okay. For saving start from here. Okay. I draw a 45-degree line that divide both axes equally. Okay. And I draw that 45-degree line. I write one income right now. Okay. They divide consumption. Right now I am not drawing the consumption function. Okay. It divide both axes equally. I have just written income because I know income you either consume or save. Okay. When I draw my consumption function, okay, then I will know how much of my income, okay, I am consuming, or whether I am consuming more than my income or not. Okay. When my income is 0, when my income is 0, I am consuming 40. So I am consuming more than my income, right or not? When my income is 0, when my income is 100, I am consuming how much? 120, right? If here my income is 100, I will be consuming more than 100. It will be here. Okay. When my income is 200, my consumption is how much? 200. So both must be same, equal. When my income is 300, my consumption is less than income. My income is 300 here, okay? My consumption is 280, less than that. When my income is 400, my consumption is 360, less than that. When my income is 500, my income is 500, my consumption is 440. So I join on this point to get my stable consumption function. Okay, you can draw the point. This is sequence C bar plus small c y. Okay. At this income level, consumption equal income. So my saving is 0. Yes or no? Okay. So this is here, and I draw this line. Yes, this is my saving function. Minus C bar 1 minus small c y. Okay. So this distance must be equal to this distance because this is your consumption function. This is income net fund. So this is income. This one. This is the position of income. Okay. And here you are consuming. Okay. This much distance must be same as this distance. Okay. So whatever the gap you have between this 45-degree line and this consumption, okay, is your saving. So when you draw the saving function, this thing represents the same thing. Okay. Okay. So here we have Keynes consumption function and its properties. Okay. Saving function and its graphical representation with consumption function. Okay.